Welcome back, guys, to this class, and good day. So today we are going to be doing this particular kind of design. So actually, this is a branded logo for a brand or a company. Usually, logos that are made like this are logos that tend to tell us the um, tell us the let me see, an abbreviated or the first letter of that company. For example, we are dealing with Macmillan, Millennium, or any name that starts, any company that starts with letter M. So they tend to have their brand logo or icon like this. Okay, so that is what I'm saying. Now we are going straight to the business, how to design this. A simple, why it is simple logo is because it has no icon, it has no any other addition, just the logo itself. Now we're going to do it this way. I'll bring in, you go back to your shape, then you bring in your shape, this particular kind of shape, you address it like this, then you change the color. Let's say we are changing the color to black. Okay, change the color to black. Alright, so let me see, you position it to the middle, to the center, then you bring in another shape again. Just keep watching me as I'm doing it. Bring another shape again, then you change the shape to this, it's a triangle, and then you mark it. So you try to rotate it down to the side, make sure it is up and upside down, then you adjust by this. So you just drag it to this point, just make sure it is like that. So for you to be able to do it properly without error, you just have to adjust it with this. In case you don't know what I click the position and I reduce it. So that's what I just did. Thank you for those that may not know. So after that, you just click on this layer, then you click on this, then it's going to give you a box listing options that you can just mark. You mark everything, not these are reference material, so we don't mark it. You mark this and this, then you click on this this one here, click on that, then you see, are you sure you want to merge this selected object? You said okay, you merge it. Then after that, you go over to erase color, then you erase it. You click on erase color and mark it. Then after that, you copy it, copy this, go over to duplicate, just copy, and you copy it. After copying it, go back to color, you change it to white. Let's say you are changing it to white, you mark it. Then after that, you address it this way. This time around, what we are considering is this part, let me arrange that properly. Okay, so I lock it. So what we are considering is this area, so I need to arrange it looking at that point until I'm satisfied with the size I want. So just look at that area, don't just be disrupted. I think I should be satisfied with this. Then after that, click on the layer again, you click on this, you merge it. Are you sure you want to merge the selected object? Click on OK, then you click on this again. Then after that, you just go over to your erase color. So you will continue to do this and erase, do it and erase, then you mark. So later on, what you have to do now is that you have to cut this particular place to make sure that it looks the same. So now you bring in a shape, you mark it. So you try to rotate it, the way this line, the other one is. Balance it, rotate it properly. Okay, I think it's okay like that. Then you address it. This time around, what we are looking at is, let me show you what you are looking at. Let me lock this first. So what we are looking at is this point, the middle point. So but for us to get accuracy, let's bring our alignment lines, the alignment. So let's click on this and let me arrange it properly to this line, bring it to the middle of everything. So I click on that again. So I can now address it with, can keep addressing it, can just draw it properly. I think that should be okay. If it's not okay, just use the position icon. Alright, then you mark it, you click on the layers, you click on this, then you merge everything together again. I think you keep merging, don't forget what I said. You merge everything together again, you click on the layers back, then you go back to your erase color, then you erase. After erasing, you mark it. Then after marking, what you now do is that you copy it, copy that which is on the screen, what you have done, copy it again. So after copying it, don't forget to lock the other one which is at the back. Lock it, let you not be shaking or moving around. This is it. This is one we copied. Then after copying it, you go to your crop. I think we have crop here. Then you click on this, you're going to turn the other side, then you mark. After marking, then you address it. So this time around, we are looking at the middle portion. We are looking at the middle point, which is this point, the line to pass through this point as well. Make sure it is straightforward. So we use the position icon to address that. Alright, so after that, you click on the layers. No, sorry, don't click on the layers. You bring a shape again. You bring a shape, just mark it, then you just check for this kind of, just place it somewhere here. Okay, I think we're okay by that. It's okay. Then you click on the layers again, you click here and you merge not everything, you merge this which is the one at the top, and then this and then the shape we just imported, then you merge it. After merging, what we do now is that we erase color. Then after erasing color, I think we need to address this. It's okay, we just manage it for the purpose of this class. So what we now do is, sorry, my alarm just rang. Alright, so okay, I will now bring a new shape again. And I bring a new shape again. Then I change it to this, mark it, and just address it this way. Okay, just address it that way. Perfect. So we can bring another shape again. But okay, we can bring another shape again. Then we come down this part, we drag it forward to this particular area, and this shape we just bring, let's just change the color. We're changing the color of the new shape, we bring to black. Okay, changing that to black, you mark it, or you can change it to any color at all. It may not be black, but I just use black. Now you just I think everything is arranged properly. Then you click on this merge these layers. Then you merge the triangle and the square together again. This and this. You merge it. Then after merging, come back to the place. Then you go to your erase color again, and then you erase. Click on erase color. But this time around, we are not erasing the triangle. We are erasing the black, which is the square on top of it. So you click on the pencil, which is the dropper. Click on it. It's going to take you to the canvas. So you have to pick the black portion you want to erase. Then you mark it. I think it has erased. So after that, you click on your mark. Then what we are now doing is that we want to merge everything together. So this is our reference material. We're not merging that. So you click on the merge, then you merge everything together. So after merging everything together, what we now do is we are going to erase color. If you are getting it now, so after erasing color, you just merge it. Then after which you can just change your color entirely. I think everything is merged. You can see everything is merged. So you can just change our color entirely to, let me see, we're changing a color to, you can just change our color entirely to this, whatever. So I think it's similar now, very similar. And if you don't want that, you can just go to if you have a texture, you can just go to your listing and check for the texture. Let me see, I'm using a particular texture. Let me say I'm using this particular texture. Alright, so okay. What really happened now is, let me explain what happened. Something happened is because, now let me go back to my layer and show you. Click on this. Now if you see, this was what we designed, not this. This is my reference our reference material. This was what we designed. If you see what we designed, you will discover that the last part of what we erased, which was here, was erased, but then it's still seeming as if the image is still carrying what was erased. So what we are now going to do now to make sure that this shape becomes constantly the shape itself, this is what we do. Click on that, just bring in the shape, then you put it, slot it down like this. Or better see, you may not slot it down, you can just change the color similar to that color, where is the color? Then you can just change the color similar to that color. Then you drag it to this particular, you drag it to anywhere of any portion of the logo we are designing. Then make it very tiny. After making it very tiny, you click on this, image it. Let me remove the layers, this alignment. So after that, you click on these layers again, then you can now merge this and this together. After merging them together, you can see our shape has no any other attachment again. So we can now merge, or we can now, we can now texture it, and it will look just like that. So let me just show you so that you can see it. I'm texturing with this steel. I think it's not showing. Let me texture with another thing again. Let's use this. Okay, so you can see our shape is well designed. Our shape has been well designed. You can just add many, you can just go ahead and add different kind of things on it, things like 3D embossments, 3D or embossment. So how to solve the embossment now? You can see there's a problem. And what is the problem? The problem is when I add the embossment, everything seems like it's scattered. it's actually a problem. It's not regular to all phones, but all versions, I mean to say all versions of phone, depending on the versions. Recently version 11, 12, and 13 of Androids tends to be like this. So I think phones that may not be able to act like this, the Samsung. So let me see now how we are going to solve that problem. Now is this, here it is. I'm talking about this in case of next time. So you bring in a shape again. You can bring in a shape after that's just after applying the embossment. Let me go back again so that you can get what I'm doing. Now after applying the embossment, so this is it without being embossed, but I want to emboss it. Apply the embossment. I discovered that it is like this. Then what you now have to do is just mark it first, then you click on the shape, bring the shape, then you hide the shape like this, take it inside, then you merge, you click on the mark. After that you can just come over to your layers and then click on this particular one, then you click here, you click here to merge. Are you sure you want just merge everything to just click on the merge? Perfect. So hope you are getting it now. Now everything is okay that way. But before you merge, make sure that you have finished that embossment part. You have really embossed all. So let's go and emboss. Let's go and do the embossment entirely. So let's say you want to, all these ones are just my additions. I'm just trying to add. So you should get the whole of it, or should have gotten the whole of it, or just trying to intensity. So let's say we're using the Ambred layout. Let's make it 50. Don't need it to be too. So spectacular hardness, let's make it 52. Bevel, let's reduce the bevel to 2 or 3. Let us see. Then after that you can mark everything. Then we go over to merge the shape because we finish editing. So you merge everything together. After merging everything together, you now have your design completed. You have it like this. You have it like this done. Then you can now put in your text, your logo, which is okay. Sorry, you can now put in your text or your company logo and title and your company logo name and then the slogan. Let's say we are using um just think of any. Let me say I'm using Macmillan. Okay, let me say we're using Macmillan and just address it that way. Then we can just check for the font. Then we can just check for the font. What kind of font are we using? Let's use this. And this is okay. So after that you can just go over and then bring a color, put a color on it. And for us to get the accurate color, like the color of the upper part of it, which is this, you just have to texture it the same way. Just go over to your texture. This is it. And just enable this. Then you can just use everything. Whatever. And just increase everything. Just depending on your choice. And if you don't want to use that, I think we are not supposed to. Depending on your choice. Then you can just go back again and emboss. Just click on the emboss. You see the same thing. So what you have to do is apply the system. Apply the system after editing everything. What's the system now? click on the layers, click on here, click on here, then you just merge. Perfect. So after that, you can just increase it, can increase it, can increase it that way, can increase it that way. So let me hide the other one so that it will not be disturbing us. Perfect. You now have your logo designed. So thank you very much for staying tuned. What you have to do is how to save. I've told us that if you want to save, you save it in two formats. First as a project, and second save as image. Reason why you should save as project is because you may come back to re-edit, may come back to also take, or probably you lost it, you may come back to download. It's just like that. That is why you need it as a project. Then you save it as image. That's saving it as image. You can just check for, you can save it as PNG or save it as diff, after saving as PNG or JPG. You can now come back here to choose ultra or very high. But then for the purpose of classes and training, I wouldn't advise you to use this or this. You can just stop here because it is a training, since it is not, you are not designed for business client or whatsoever. So let's say we are using medium now, and then you click on save, automatically it will be saved. So thank you very much. Okay, one more thing is that let's change the background of our design. I think because we need to change the background of our design. Let's change the background. Are we good to go with white? I think white is okay. So let's make use of white. Then click on that, so we can see save it as white. Okay, as this. Then or you can just come back, click on this, and you save it without background, and it's transparent. I hope you understand now. You can save it without background. Let's save this now and see. PNG. If you want to save anything without background, save it as PNG format. Then you come to your default. Then you can just dimension. You can just choose your default. You can just choose custom whatsoever. So just go with this, and then for the purpose of this cleaning, I mean to say that you save it. So you go back to your gallery and you find out that this is saved without background. Thank you very much for staying tuned. Remain blessed until next class.